Okay, let us start. Let us start today's current affairs. Ajeya Warrior 2017. Ajeya Warrior 2017. It is a joint military exercise, combined military exercise between India and UK held at Rajasthan. Ajeya Warrior 2017. It is a combined military exercise of India and UK held at Rajasthan. And Kathakar. Kathakar means storytelling. Kathakar International Festival held at New Delhi. 7th edition of International Kathakar Festival. 7th edition of International Kathakar Festival held at New Delhi at Indira Gandhi National Center for Arts. At Indira Gandhi National Center for Arts. Kathakar means storytelling. International Festival of Kathakar or International Storytelling Festival was held at New Delhi. Next. India. WCCB, Wildlife Crime Control Bureau. WCCB, Wildlife Crime Control Bureau got award for Operation Save Kurma. Kurma means turtles. Kurma means turtles. Kurma. There is a international convention called CITES. CITES. Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species. CITES. Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species. CITES gave the award for India, WCCB, for its Save Kurma program. You all know there is a effort to conserve any endangered species or a particular species. Then when India is succeeded in that, it will be recognized. Earlier we have a species called olive ridley turtles. Earlier we have a species called olive ridley turtles. India was successful in protecting them. In the same way, snow leopard, and now Operation Kurma or Save Kurma. India got award from CITES. CITES. Next. You have Global Hunger Index. Global Hunger Index. If you can see in the present year's ranking, India's ranking is 100 out of 119 countries. India's ranking in Global Hunger Index is 100 out of 119 countries. Last year India's ranking is 97. Last year India's ranking is 97. Now it is 100. In Global Hunger Index, it is given by International Food Policy Research Institute Global Hunger Index is given by International Food Policy Research Institute, a Washington-based NGO. A Washington-based NGO. There is a Hindu paper article on this today. In Hindu paper today, there is an article on Global Hunger Index. The article says the Global Hunger Index is not properly managed or properly shown. We have not taken most of the considerations in preparing the hunger index. In fact, we cannot trust on hunger index based on its face value. The reason is 70.5% of hunger index, the weightage in hunger index, is taken from the data of under 5 children. That means in the weightage level, the weightage given to under 5 children criteria carries around 70.5% weightage. That means India have 11.5% of population under 5. 11.5% population under 5 gives 70.5% weightage to the Global Hunger Index. That means Global Hunger Index is not showing true picture of India's considerations. Global Hunger Index is not showing true picture of India's actual position. In fact, India is highly efficient in food production. If you see from 2004 to 2005 to 2013-14 data, there is a 26% hike in India's food production. There is a 26% hike in India's food production. And India's food production almost per capita food production 26% hike, and per capita food production almost doubled. It is not just food production, per capita food production. Per capita food production means for every person the food production got increased by 26% from last 4 years, from last 10 years, and in last 50 years per capita food production got increased by almost double. Per capita food production got increased almost double. If you consider this data, it shows that food availability to the person is more now. Mankind can consume better food, but unfortunately in the report Global Hunger Index, India's position is 100 out of 119 countries, whereas Nepal is in 72, Myanmar is in 77, Bangladesh is in 88, Sri Lanka is in 84, Pakistan is in 106, Afghanistan is in 107, North Korea is in 93, Iraq is in 78. North Korea is in 93, Iraq is in 78. In Global Hunger Index, they have taken 4 parameters. In Global Hunger Index, they have taken 4 parameters. One is undernourished population. First parameter is undernourished population. 1/3 weightage is given to that. Second parameter is child wasting. Child wasting, WASTING. 1/6 weightage is given to that. Child wasting means the weight of the child have not increased along with the height. The weight of the child along with the height. That means low weight in relation to the height. Low weight in relation to the height. It reflects acute malnutrition, undernutrition. Child wasting reflects acute undernutrition. Child stunting, 1/6 weightage is given. Child stunting, 1/6 weightage is given. Deficiency in height in relation to age. Child stunting means deficiency in height in relation to age. And child mortality rate under 5. Fourth category is child mortality rate under 5. 1/3 weight is given. So if you see, most of the things related to child. In India, under 5 children are 11.5%. That means in global hunger index, the weightage is given to the child related activities. So global hunger index with relate to India is not the true report about malnutrition in India or hunger in India. In fact, NIN, National Institute of Nutrition, also speaks about, it is not about food, it is about nutritious food. As you all know, Union Cabinet have approved National Nutrition Mission yesterday, day before yesterday. Union Cabinet approved National Nutrition Mission. It comes under Ministry of Women and Child Development. The National Nutrition Mission will oversee, supervise the nutritional intake, the nutritional issues. NNM, National Nutrition Mission, is an apex body to supervise, monitor and fix targets. To supervise, monitor and fix targets and guide nutrition related interventions. Across the ministries. Means there are various ministries which have to work for this, like Ministry of Rural Development, Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Food Processing, Ministry of Women and Child Development. So NNM, National Nutrition Mission, also discusses about coordination, also coordinates various ministries in that. This is an important current affairs. Next, government launched Mission Sampark. The government of India launched Mission Sampark. It's a strategic plan from 2017 to 2024. Mission Sampark is a strategic plan from 2017 to 2024. The Union Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, launched the National Strategic Plan, that is Mission Sampark, aimed at eradicating HIV/AIDS by 2030. Aimed at eradicating HIV/AIDS by 2030. Mission Sampark was also launched. To trace those who are left, without any Medicare or follow-up, and are to be given antiretroviral therapy. And many strategies were drawn under Mission Sampark. Kindly read Mission Sampark in detail. That's a strategy called 90:90:90. That strategy also you read. Mission Sampark, very important. Next, we have few articles today which are important. The first article is about capturing crime. NCRB, National Crime Records Bureau data got released. Every year, every time when you see this data is the most authentic data to quote in the exam. NCRB data is the most authentic data to quote in the exam. This time the data is mostly related to violent crimes and crimes against women. The data is mostly related to violent crimes and crimes against women. The murders, in the murders, UP and Bihar topped. In the murders, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar topped. In UP, 4,889 murders. In Bihar, 2,581 murders. In Kerala, 305 murders in 2016. In 2016, UP and Bihar topped in murders. Delhi and Mumbai, two largest metropolitan cities, topped in crimes against women. Delhi and Mumbai topped in crimes against women. In Delhi, the crime rate against women is double than the national average. In Delhi, the crime rate against women is double than the national average. And the national tally on crime says that with respect to sexual violence, abduction, rape and other things, cruelty by husband and relatives, there was an increase of 2.9% compared to 2015 figures on women. With respect to crimes against women like rape, abduction, cruelty, etc., there was an increase of 2.9% if you compare with 2015 figures. The murder rate per lakh population initially when India got independence is around 2.7%. 2.7, not percent, 2.7. For every 1 lakh, 2.7 murders. It went to peaks. In 1992, 4.62. Again, murder rate have come down, 2.7 per every lakh population. 2.7 persons, not percentage, per every lakh population. This is the data. Apart from that, women-related crimes got increased, and we need to have police reforms, awareness, and also developmental projects. All these things will help in bringing a better society and equal society rather than sitting and thinking about women-related crimes and other violent crimes in India. Next important article, the gag on free speech. The gag on free speech. The article is related to recent two courts judgments, orders, two courts ordered recently, CBI court and Allahabad High Court. Two different courts on two different occasions asked the press not to publish. One CBI court, one Allahabad High Court. Why you are gagging the press, controlling the freedom of speech is a question. The other wrote, in all the freedom of speech and expression cases, the courts are ambivalent. Sometimes they are giving one judgment, some other times they are giving different judgment. Freedom of speech and expression is the backbone of democracy. You should not cull the dissent unless there is a strong reason to do that. You should not cull the dissent unless there is a strong reason to do that. This was the gist and content of the article. You can read it. Next important article today is on bitcoins. For next year mains exam and prelims exam, Bitcoin is going to be the foremost important question. Bitcoin or blockchain technology is a form of cryptocurrency. Bitcoin or blockchain technology is a form of cryptocurrency. Earlier in the world, when internet revolution happened, the shares in internet companies have also suddenly bounced. In the same way, In 17th and 18th centuries, in 17th century, there is a bubble called tulip bubble. Suddenly, without big reason, the investment will become highly successful. If you see, when you have invested in 2010 1 lakh rupees in bitcoins, you would have been now crorepati's. In the same way, other forms of cryptocurrency like Ethereum, other forms of cryptocurrencies like Ethereum, when the cost is very low, few cents, now it reached, in the beginning, the cost of Bitcoin is very few cents. Now it reached $11,000. Yesterday it reached $11,000. Japan is the country in the world which legalized Bitcoins. Japan is the country in the world which legalized Bitcoins. Bitcoin is considered as a stateless currency. Bitcoin is considered as a stateless currency. And there is no proper regulation on Bitcoins. The article is cautioning us. It might be a bubble. Don't completely invest in Bitcoins because it is completely unregulated. The bubble might burst anytime. The bubble might burst anytime. This is a message that was given in the article. You have to make a note on the Bitcoins completely. Disadvantages of Bitcoin: lack of awareness and lack of understanding. Lack of awareness and lack of understanding. Bitcoins undermine the authority of banks. Bitcoins undermine the authority of banks and other financial institutions. There is no legal framework. There is no legal framework protecting the rights of users. There is no legal framework protecting the rights of users. Bitcoin technology might be used for money laundering and for other illegal purposes. Bitcoins or other forms of cryptocurrency might be used for money laundering and other problems. Technology know-how is not clear. Technology know-how is not clear. It might lead to cyber crimes like hacking. It might lead to cyber crimes like hacking. There are advantages of Bitcoins. Transactions will be very easy and transparent. Transactions are very easy and transparent. The cost and complexities will be minimized. Cost and complexities will be minimized. Paperless currency. Very difficult to counterfeit a Bitcoin. Very difficult to counterfeit a Bitcoin. Bitcoins might reduce banking infrastructure and staff problems. Bitcoins might reduce banking infrastructure and staff problems. Next important current affair today, newspaper article, the Brahmaputra conundrum. This is nothing but in China's Xinjiang province there is no water. In China's Xinjiang province there is no water. To provide water for that, China wanted to take the Brahmaputra water from south to north. The idea of diverting Brahmaputra water from south to north, the idea of diverting Brahmaputra water from south to north is not a new idea. It is as old as Mao. The thing is now what India should do. What India should do. India started constructing some hydropower projects near Brahmaputra. Effectively, through a diplomatic way, India should use its Brahmaputra water, and along with China, India should have very good contacts with even Bangladesh and very good diplomacy with Bangladesh to deal with Brahmaputra water. But the issue itself should not become a foreign policy entanglement with issue. It has to deal with it diplomatically. The most crucial article today is disability rights over time. Disability rights over time. December 3rd, yesterday, is an International Disabled Day. It is wrong to call disabilities. Nobody is a disabled person in the world. If a person does not have hands or legs or eyes, that does not mean that the person is disabled. We should call them either differently abled or specially abled. We should call them either differently abled or specially abled. According to me, they are specially abled than differently abled. Okay? Nobody is disabled. And in the year 1992, UN have announced December 3rd as the International Disabled Day. International Disabled Day. The idea of disability rights started from 1970s. Equal participation, protection of rights, equal participation, protection of rights, full opportunities. More than that, inclusive society, barrier-free environment. Inclusive society, barrier-free environment. All these things comes under disability rights. There is a UN Convention on Rights of Persons with Disabilities. UN Convention on Rights of Persons with Disabilities, 2006. India signed and ratified in 2007. There is a UN Convention on Rights of Persons with Disabilities, 2006. India signed and ratified it in 2007. In India, 2.21% of the population are disabled. In India, 2.21% of population are considered disabled. As I told you, differently abled. You should not call them, make them to think that they are other people. They are not other people. They are the part of us. They are within us. They are the part of us. They should come along with us. That is more important. What disabled people want in the life is not something big things. They want only small concessions, like congenial atmosphere, ramps, easy accessibility to public transport. Already Government of India started Sugamya Bharat Abhiyan, Accessible India campaign. The campaign not yet completely successful till date. You have to do a lot. We have to go with a lot to make this campaign successful. Last year India passed Disabilities Act 2016, Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act 2016, wherein which the disabilities, which are 7 types, have become 21 types. 7 types of disabilities have become 21 types. And disability reservations got increased from 3 to 4%. Reservations for disabled people got increased from 3 to 4%. In the article, there is a mention about a survey where 84% of the seats in universities, posts in universities are vacant. Disabled posts. So these type of things should be addressed first. The solution for this problem is inclusive society. The solution for this problem is inclusive society. Okay? So these are the current affairs today.